The Amazon is one of the most mysterious places on Earth. This river is so long it crosses into multiple countries and holds within its depths countless lost civilizations, ancient ruins, and even bizarre tribes that seem completely out of place in the modern world. Deep in the heart of this dense jungle lies a secret so profound that once you hear it, you'll never look at the forest around you the same way again. We now go deep into the Amazon to uncover the truth behind the chilling secret held by the night tree. You won't believe what happens next. In the summer of 2013, two explorers were traveling down the Amazon River in Brazil. They had already explored many parts of this river and found some very interesting things, including strange plants and animals that had never been seen before. But this time, they would find something that would change their lives forever. As they journeyed further into the Amazon, they heard rumors of an uncontacted tribe living deep in the jungle. These people were said to be very secretive and avoided contact with outsiders at all costs. The explorers decided to track them down and see if the rumors were true. After weeks of searching, they finally found the village of the tribe hidden deep in the jungle. The explorers were amazed by the tribe's way of life and their knowledge of the rainforest. They learned that the tribe had been living in the Amazon for centuries and had a deep connection to the land and its spirits. The explorers were welcomed by the tribe and allowed to stay in their village for a few days. During their stay, they learned about the tribe's customs and traditions, including their unique way of communicating with the spirits of their ancestors through a large tree in the center of the village. The explorers were fascinated by this and wanted to learn more. The tribe told the explorers about a legend that their ancestors had passed down to them for generations. According to the legend, the tree was a portal to the spirit world and could be used to communicate with the dead. The explorers were skeptical but intrigued. They decided to test it out and see if it was real. One night when the moon was full, the explorers and the tribe gathered around the tree. The tribe began chanting and singing in a language that the explorers didn't understand. Suddenly, the tree began to glow faintly, and a mist started to form around it. The explorers were amazed by what they were seeing. They felt a presence in the air and believed that they were truly connecting with the spirits of the ancestors. The explorers couldn't believe what they were witnessing. It seemed like the tree was coming alive right before their eyes. They felt a sense of peace and connection to the jungle and its inhabitants. Before leaving, the explorers asked the tribe if they could record the chanting and singing. The tribe agreed, and the explorers set up their recording equipment. The chanting continued throughout the night, and the explorers stayed until sunrise. When the sun rose, the mist disappeared, and the tree went back to looking like an ordinary tree. The explorers packed up their things and said goodbye to the tribe. As they traveled home, they listened to the recordings they had made the night before. To their surprise, they heard a voice in perfect English. The voice was calm and clear and seemed to be coming from the tree itself. At first, the explorers thought that it was a trick played by the tribe. But when they listened closely, they realized that it was something else entirely. The voice spoke in complete sentences and told stories of the tribe's history and their connection to the land. The explorers were shocked. They couldn't believe that the tree was actually able to speak to them. They had never experienced anything like this before. When they reached civilization, the explorers decided to take the recordings to a specialist to analyze. The recordings were examined, and it was confirmed that the voice was not a hoax. The voice was identified as belonging to a member of the tribe who had died several years ago. The voice spoke of the tribe's connection to the land and their belief in the tree's ability to communicate with the spirits of their ancestors. The voice also told stories of the tribe's daily life and their interactions with the jungle and its inhabitants. The explorers were amazed by what they had discovered. They had witnessed a truly unique and special thing. The explorers decided to share their experience with the world. They published their findings in a magazine and gave interviews to newspapers and TV shows. Their story quickly became a sensation and people from all over the world were talking about the amazing discovery. The explorers were happy to have shared this experience with others, but they also felt a sense of responsibility to protect the tribe and their way of life. They knew that the publicity could potentially bring danger to the tribe, and they wanted to make sure that it didn't happen. The explorers worked with local officials to set up a protected area around the tribe's village, which would help to ensure their safety and allow them to live in peace. Meanwhile, the tribe was also taking steps to protect themselves. They had never had much contact with outsiders, and now they were even more determined to keep it that way. They built fences around their village and set up a watchtower to keep an eye on visitors. Despite these measures, people still managed to find ways to sneak into the village. Some people were driven by curiosity, while others were looking for trouble. This put the tribe in danger, and they had to take even more extreme measures to protect themselves. The tribe began performing rituals and ceremonies to drive out evil spirits and protect their village. They also called upon the spirits of their ancestors to help them, believing that the tree could help them. The explorers were saddened by this, but they understood that the tribe needed to do what they felt was best to protect themselves. They continued to work with the authorities to try and find a solution to this problem. One day, the explorers had an idea. They proposed to the tribe that they could help them protect their village by building a fence around it. The fence would be tall and strong, but it would also be invisible to outsiders. The tribe agreed to the plan, and the explorers got to work. With the help of the local authorities, they built the fence, and it was immediately effective. Outsiders were no longer able to sneak into the village, and the tribe was safe. The explorers were happy to have helped the tribe, but they also knew that they had to respect their privacy and allow them to live in peace. And that's where the story ends. The fate of the tribe and the explorers are uncertain. What happened next remains a mystery. Now, let's get back to the video. When they analyzed the audio recordings, they discovered something shocking. The voice was speaking directly to the journalist, giving instructions and even calling him by name. This sent chills down his spine as he realized that he was being spoken to by a spirit from beyond the grave. But that wasn't all. The voice then began to describe a death that hadn't happened yet. It spoke of a tragic accident that would befall the journalist if he didn't change his ways. Terrified, he listened as the voice warned him of the dangers that lay ahead if he didn't heed its message. The voice was clear and precise, outlining every detail of the accident and the consequences that would follow. It was as if the spirit was trying to save him from a terrible fate. The journalist was shaken to his core. He couldn't believe what he was hearing, yet the voice was so real and the warning so urgent that he couldn't ignore it. He knew that he had to take action to avoid the terrible fate that awaited him. But what exactly did the voice want him to do? And how could he possibly escape the accident that was foretold? As he struggled to come to terms with the chilling message, he realized that he had stumbled upon something truly terrifying, a secret that had been hidden for centuries. The night tree, as it came to be known, had spoken, and its message was one that the journalist would never forget. Have you ever encountered something unexplained in the Amazon? Share your experiences in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future uploads. Thanks for watching.